aka Bullets YouTube channel.
Hurry up, now tell us why you're here.
Daryl Cartrip will start the 9th race and lead for the first 27 laps! But then, Larry Smith will take the lead and lead to lap 56. But then, Don Chap Car will lead for 73 laps! How?! But Sammy Smelter on lap, he's 32nd as of lap 97. And he crashes Benny Pit Stops, Greg Locke, James Clean Air, and, oh yeah, just those three. But Andrew Axler will take the lead after Don Chap Car's done leading. The King will take the lead from him on lap 143, and he'll lead all the way to lap 158. But then, Ken Schrader will take the lead for the next 10 laps. But then, Michael Cartrip will lead for lap 160, well, just lap 169. But then, Cale Yarborough will take the lead for 6 laps. But then, Craig Shiftright will take the lead from him, and he'll lead for the next 9 laps. But then, James Robson will take the lead after that, and he'll lead all the way to lap 192. But then, Chick Hicks is 5th as of lap 190, and he crashes Billy Ford, Billy Oil Changer, Jonathan Melter, Davey Carlson, Terry Carboni, Murray Clutchburn, Matthew Philip Wheel, Kenny Shiftright, Taylor Bendy, Ernie Gearson, Bill Shields, Krusty Roder, Ernie Swervin, Claude Scruggs, and Sammy Smelter. Ken Schrader is down 1 lap, so is Hall Ingus, Don Chap Car, Neil Brackett, Michael Cartrip, Ruby Easy Oaks, Rusty Cornfuel, Dave Laney is down 2 laps, and same with Tom Landis. And also, Kyle Traxton escaped that whole huge crash. Clint Shiftright will take the lead for the next 7 laps after that. But then, WJ Lights will take the lead for another 7 laps. But then, Misty Motorcraft will take the lead on lap 206, and she'll lose it 11 laps later, where Bill Racelot will take the lead on lap 218. He'll lead for the next 2 laps, but then, Alex Quint will take the lead on lap 221. 4 laps later, Chick Hicks! Oh, he's 2nd as of lap 225. But Alex Quint is now out. And same with Cole Speedland because of Chick Hicks, who leads for the next 4 laps. But then he'll lose it to the King, who will lead for the next 30 laps. But then, Don Chap Car will take the lead. Oh, he's back on lead lap. Good job, Don Chap Car. And Dale Earnhardt will take the lead until lap 272 for a total of 12 laps. And now all of these cars will lead for insignificant amounts of time. Yeah. Oh, Alloy Wilson took the lead. Besides, Alan Karwicki will lead all the way to lap 361 for a total of 65 laps. But then, yeah, let's just repeat the same cycle that went on. But then Andrew Axler will lead for 20 laps. But then, Alloy Wilson will take the lead from him, and he'll lead for the last 7 laps of the race. Oh, and he wins, of course. This is Kyle Traxton's crew chief. Now he's injured because Chick Hicks wrecked him, and he's docked 25 points. Kyle Traxton will have to miss the 10th race, lacking his crew chief. Chick Hicks is a cheater because he tried getting pole position. So instead, pole position is held by the 2nd place qualifier, Larry Smith, who will lead the first 7 laps. But then, the King will lead all the way to lap 179! How?! That's 172 laps! But then, Rusty Wheelhouse is 10th as of lap 148, and he wrecks Ernie Swervin, who has the exact same number as him. Clint Shiftright finally took the lead away from the King, but he'll lead for 191 laps! How? But then, Benny Pitstops is out on lap 369, and here's what Benny Pitstops had to say. Andrew Axler finally took the lead from Clint Shiftright and leads for the last 30 laps. James Clean Air only lost by 10 feet, and Hall Ingus came 8 inches behind James Clean Air. But Andrew Axler ends up winning the 10th race. The crash was so deadly on Kyle Traxton's crew chief that he'll be out for the rest of the season, thus meaning that Kyle Traxton has no crew chief. Don Chap Car starts the 11th race, but what happens next is that Billy Oil Changer will take the... Oh, he's out on lap 96. I feel bad for him. Slide Powers is out on lap 118, but also Chick Hicks caused a bad crash on lap 211. Dale Earnhardt also wrecked Phil Pit Stops on lap 378. Benny pit stops. Wasn't very happy about that, but he almost won the 11th race. But in the end, Davey Carlson won the 11th race. Don Chap Car will also start pole position for the 12th race. But Don Chap Car just dominates this race, leading for 392 laps out of the 400! How? Billy Ford crashed on lap 99, and that means he is out. Same with Kyle Traxton, who actually wrecks a few racers. But obviously, Don Chap Car wins the 12th race. Kenny Shiftwright sadly had a hauler accident before the 13th race, and now he misses 2 whole races because of it. But in the 13th race, Jerry Tyerson will race instead of Kenny Shiftwright, and he's been racing since 1981. But, by the way, Billy Oil Changer actually leads the first 4 laps. But Dale Earnhardt wrecks him! And some others. Chick Hicks said, "You gotta be kidding me, Dale!" But then, he wrecks more cars! And Kyle Traxton flipped when he tried passing Mike Yankee. But then, Dale Earnhardt wins the 13th race. Jonathan Melcher starts the 14th race. But then, Kyle Traxton wrecks these cars! But, Chick Hicks almost won the 14th race, but ultimately lost to the King. Clint Shiftwright will start the 15th race. And he'll lead for a while before Rusty Wheelhouse caused a crash that eliminates all of these cars on lap 292. James Robson is the winner of the 15th race. By the way, Paul Ingus will start the 16th race, and Kyle Traxton he's 18th as of lap 335. He'll crash Larry Smith, Mike Yankee, Cole Speedland, Ernie Gearson, Greg Locke, Phil Pitstops, Greg Candyman, Sammy Smelter, and most importantly, Tom Landis, who we don't even know how long he's out for. Sadly, Tom Landis died. Tom Landis got caught up in the crash. The crash didn't kill him, but Sammy Smelter accidentally sprayed some very stinky oil at Tom Landis, which ultimately killed him. Sammy Smelter can go free because Sammy Smelter declared that was an accident. If it was on purpose, he would have faced a lot of jail time. Besides, the Piston Cup still suspended Sammy Smelter for 12 races, meaning he'll miss 12 races in total. The King won the 16th race, but the King did not care about his victory. The most important fact is Tom Landis' death. And here's some of the reacting to Tom Landis' death. See? And also, Chick Hicks was also banned from reacting because of what would happen. Mark Landis, Tom Landis' son, will replace him as the racer for Team Shiny Wax, and that was his response after being hired by Team Shiny Wax. Ken Schrader will start the 17th race, but then Chick Hicks will wreck a bunch of cars. Kyle Traxton will also wreck a bunch of cars. Chick Hicks almost won the 17th race, but lost to his rival, Kyle Traxton! Kyle Traxton is out next race. Why? Because Chick Hicks wrecked him! But Ernie Swervin successfully avoided every crash this race. Chick Hicks will start the 18th race, but then lose the lead to Dale Earnhardt, who causes a huge crash. Craig Shiftwright will blow an engine on lap 249, and Murray Clutchford and Bill Racelot will crash into each other. Chick Hicks will win the 18th race. Eugene Karbareski will start the 19th race, but then Kyle Traxton, he flips Craig Shiftwright, and now he's out for 4 races. Rusty Wheelhouse caused another crash. Mark Curtin's down 2 laps, and Davey Carlson wins the 19th race. Alex Quint will start at pole position for the 20th race. He'll lead for a few laps, but then Claude Scruggs will blow his engine on lap 83. Dale Earnhardt causes a crash, but then the King will take the lead from him, and he's also 4th as of lap 499. But then Alex Quint is out for an unknown number of races. Cole Speedland's out, and most importantly, Don Chap Car, who's also out. But for how long? Sadly, Don Chap Car died. He didn't directly die in the crash, but a few hours after being rushed off of the track, he was declared dead. This happened during the crash. Alloy Wilson won the 20th race, but Alloy Wilson did not bother to celebrate his own victory. Instead, here are the quotes from other racers reacting to the death of Don Chap Car, a two-time champion. This season, so far, 3 racers have died. Alex Quint faces a potential prison sentence because of the fact that it was thought that he caused the death of Don Chap Car. But it's an accident. It was declared that it was an accident. So that means Alex Quint can go free. He also retires from Piston Cup racing after the Daniel 500. So Alex Quint retires. Here is Taylor Bendy's quote. And Taylor Bendy's also retiring because his friend Don Chap Car died. Devin Bradford Rutherford will take his place as the racer for RPM. Mark Carton will start the 21st race, but then Chick Hicks flips Billy Oil Changer on lap 9. So that means Billy Oil Changer is out. Jonathan Melcher got hit, but he's not out. Dale Earnhardt causes another wreck. Chick Hicks almost won the 21st race, but in the end, he lost it to Larry Smith, who wins the 21st race. Rusty Wheelhouse, he misses the next 2 races because his hauler and crew chief are both sick. Terry Carboni will start at pole position for the 22nd race, and Slide Powers will lead his first laps in 9 years. Kyle Traxon will wreck all of these cars, and Chick Hicks almost wins the 22nd race, but of course loses it to the King, who wins the 22nd race. By the way, wonder what happened to Slide Powers? Yeah. Oh, he actually came in the top 10 for the first time since 1968. Clint Shiftwright will start the 23rd race, but Dale Earnhardt will wreck all of these cars again. But Clint Shiftwright will still win the 23rd race despite all of these crashes. And also, Clint Shiftwright will win over half of the laps. And also, he starts the 24th race too! Kevin Racing Tire crashes into Claude Scruggs on lap 105 and they're both out next race. Chick Hicks wrecks Billy Ford on lap 369 and Craig Shiftwright wins his first race back! And also, Michael Cartrip will start the 25th race, which is actually weird, but Michael Cartrip is out because of an engine failure. Matthew Philip Wheel is also out for 8 races because he was nearby. Mike Yankee will end up winning the 25th race. But here are the standings, the top 20 after Mike Yankee's win at the Leakless 400. The most notable fact is that Don Chap Car still in the top 20 despite the fact that he's dead.
Remember to press the notifications button, which goes ring, ring, ring after you press it. And lightning strikes back, and that's as if you subscribed, of course. And thank you for watching this entire video.